Good evening, everyone. If I'm audible to all, just put a yes in the chat quickly so that I can understand I'm audible. Okay, so I can see the message from Riddhi, Vaishnavi, Priyanka, Parth, Siddesh, Murnalini, Swati, Samir, Diksha. Okay, thank you so much all. Yes, Raj, good evening, Twinkle. Yes, no problem, no problem. D. Okay. Okay, so we are starting the session. Let me quickly share my screen. Java Free Master Class Device Notes. Okay, so here I'm sharing my screen. If my screen is visible, just put a message here in the chat, visible. Quickly put a message here in the chat, visible, so I can understand. Yes. I'm not able to see your messages. Yes, I can see the messages now. Okay, great, 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 great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, because your responses are very much important. Okay, for the grand success of these sessions, basically, and all you guys are yes, very much okay responsive here. So thank you so much. Okay. Uh, Here I'm just simply saying welcome all in day 2 session. Okay, thank you so much for your time to join here and joining here to learn more things about the Java here. So welcome in a free Java masterclass here. Okay, where I am considering this as a day 2. Okay, so no worries because the first day which we have taken, but because of some hurdles while joining, I'm not considering that as a day. Okay, so yesterday's and today, okay, that is we are starting with, we consider that we have started with yesterday. So this is the day 2. So welcome all. We are going to again the learn very new concept actually, and that are the very important concept in a programming point of view, as well as the interview point of view and the logic building point of view. Okay, hope all are very much eager to learn this new concept. Okay, so before starting with the today's agenda, before starting with the today's agenda, let's quickly recap what exactly we did in the last session. Okay, so that we can start with the, okay, with the today's agenda. Yes, can anybody let me know that what exactly we discussed yesterday? You can speak or you can put here in the chat. Okay, so Priyanka is saying we started with a Java first program. Okay, Sneha is saying Java basic program. Okay, good, good. Okay, so yesterday we started with the very first Java program, and in that program we observe. Okay, program explain execution. Okay, good, good. Thank you, Diksha, Sneha, Priyanka, and Sneha. Okay, so here everyone like okay, we have discussed how to start with the programming in Java. And in that one, very first thing we observe that write a Java code. So where we are going to write the Java code, so we observe there you can write your Java code on the notepad, or you can use your favorite ID like the Eclipse, okay, or we can use the STS ID, okay, or IntelliJ ID. So these are the different IDs that we can use. But before going for the IDs, I explain you everything process through the notepad. So we open the notepad and there we have written a very first Java program. Okay, after writing the Java program, okay, very first thing we have to do is the what? We have to compile, sorry, we have to save that program. So how we are going to save? So we have to give any name, okay, with a .java extension that we observe. But a good programmer, Niteen sir's programmer, Niteen sir's student always give the name of a class to the file. So whatever the name you have given to your class file, same name .java you are going to give the name to your file. Okay, that is the second thing we can say. Then as everything is set up, then we have to compile. So running process will be done in a two-step: compilation and the execution. So in a compilation, in a compilation, in a compilation, we have to write a java c file name dot java, java c file name dot java, and if everything is fine, okay, dot class file will be get created, and that class file is called as a bytecode that we discussed yesterday. And that bytecode is a highly optimized code which makes our Java as a platform independent programming language. That means that that can be executed on any operating system, okay, irrespective of where exactly that is been created. then after then after we have to execute the Java code. So if you have to execute the Java code, in that you have to write a Java class having the main method, class having the main method, and through that one we can start the execution that we observe. uh, uh, if you don't want to go through these two steps, we can do that one in a single step. So since a Java 11 we discuss, since a Java 11 we don't need to compile separately. So we can simply write a Java file name dot Java, and through that one internally it first compile and then execute, so that the step is get skipped. So here you need to remember in which version that feature is been introduced. So it is the Java 11 where that particular feature is been introduced here. Yes, so this is the step basically we discuss, and even programmatically, okay, everything we have written. So we have created the first Java program, second Java program, third Java program, like that. Okay, like this one. Okay, we have written, and there we observe that Java is a case sensitive programming language. That means that there is a difference between capital letter and the small letter in a Java, and hence while writing the Java code, okay, we will able to, okay, or we will give the concentration that yes, there will be not a mistake while writing the code in case of sensitivity of that particular code. Okay, so that we have discussed. Okay, after that, what exactly we discuss? Yes, anything else? No. Okay, okay, so no problem. Let's start with today's agenda. Okay, and here we are going to write a few logical programs basically, so that those are already good about the basics of the Java. Okay, they might be feel that okay, it is the chiller one basically, but those are very freshers, those are very new to the Java world, and hence I should discuss that part too. So I'm not going in that much detail here, but I will show you that how the logic construction will be there, how you are going to write the conditional statement, how you are going to write the loop control statement. That part we are going to observe here, and according to that one, for sake of assignment, okay, at the end of this session I will provide you some assignment so that you can try it practically. Okay, so let's go here, okay, to our day 2 notes, and here I'm just going to write. So what I'm going to discuss now, there will be a conditional statement. Conditional statements basically. Conditional statement. Conditional statement, that means what? Okay, that means what? According to the condition. Any condition in a real world, any condition in a real world has only two values. Any condition in a real world has a two values. One, either true or false. Any condition in a real world has a two values, either true or a false. That means what? Okay, if you have to withdraw the amount, okay, from the ATM machine, so very first thing what you are going to do, you are going to swap the card. You are going to swap the card. So as soon as you swap the card, internally that ATM machine have the ability, have the capability to scan that card. That means that whatever the details are there onto that card, or will be get read, and it will check, is it that details are present, is it that details are present into their system. So it will check, is it that equals this one. If it is equal, okay, it will go to you, go ahead and ask you enter the pin. And if okay, that credit card is not valid, if that card is not valid, then it will give you a message that sorry, your card is not valid, it is the invalid card. Okay, so assume, okay, card is valid. Then what you are going to do, okay, ATM will ask you enter the pin. So you enter 1010, it is the pin. So it will check into the, again in the ATM machine system, that is it entered 1010 is the valid. How you are going to check? There you are going to write the condition. Is it that 101 is equals to already stored, okay, pin? And if it is equal, it returns true, else it returns the false. That means what? There is the condition, and according to that, if it is matching, okay, it will allow you to go ahead for the transaction. Otherwise it will say sorry, invalid pin. So assume if pin is valid, if pin is valid, then you, it will ask you enter the amount you have to withdraw. So assume you enter the amount as a 5,000 you have to withdraw. Okay, so it will check there that is it your entered amount is less than or equals to balance, because entered amount, if it is the greater than, if it is the greater than, then your condition, you will be not able to withdraw the amount. And hence these, all these are the which I discuss here. Okay, these are the conditional statements, and conditional statements have the only two result, either it can be a true or it can be a false. It can be a true or it can be a false. So programmatically in a Java, if you have to write the conditional statements, if you have to write a conditional statement, you can use either if, you can use either if, that is the first one, okay, or you can use if else. I can use if else, or we have the if else, or I just say nested if else, and we have the fourth one. Okay, we call it as the if else ladder. And if you are from, okay, even C programming, same syntax is here. If you are from C++ programming, same syntax is here. So there is no change. So conditional statement, if anything comes in your mind, then there are either you can use if, or you can use if else, or you can use nested if else, or you can use if else ladder. Okay, and use of these, all these statement, okay, is different. Okay, each have the separate significance, each have the separate use. Okay, so that we are going to write. So very first I will just go to the if. Okay, what is the syntax of a if? What is the rule of if to write that one? So here you can write if. Okay, we can just simply write if, and then we are going to put this bracket. And there here we can just write the condition. Okay, any condition in real world, how the two things, as I said, either it will be a true or false. So according to that one, it will decide here. You can just observe here. Here is the syntax if condition, and here I'm going to write less than or sorry, here opening and closing bracket. So here, if condition is true, this block will be get executed. So I call it as the if block. So if condition is true, this if block will be get executed. If condition is false, it will simply skip this block. So if I have to execute the code according to the condition, if this condition is true, only execute this code, otherwise don't execute. If condition is true, execute this one code, otherwise don't execute. So if I have to mention like this, then I am going to use the if in bracket condition, and then if block, basically we can just write. So for example, I can just write if in a bracket, is it a 10 greater than 5? This is the mathematical operator basically. Okay, in the mathematics you observe that what is this meaning of this one. This is the greater than or less than, like that we have the different operators. So it is check, is it a 10 greater than 5? Is it a 10 greater than 5? Yes. So it will display here, okay, that 10 is maximum. Okay, max is what? Max is, okay, we can say 10 here. Okay, so but if I have put it here something value as a 1, is it a 1 greater than 5? This condition is false, and hence it will simply skip whatever I have written, and then at the last whatever is there, okay, that will be get executed. So this is the very minimum syntax basically. Okay, minimum syntax to write the if statement. So if I do have the one condition and only one option, if one condition and one option, in that cases I am going to use the if statement. Then there is another thing. Okay, we call it as a if else. If and else, even the name itself says if this, do this, else do this. Okay, so condition is one and options are two. If such a thing is there, then in that one you can just simply write this. So for example, there can be a program can be get occur that you have to check whether given number is, okay, positive, we can say even or odd. So assume you have given the 10. Is it a 10 even? Yes. You can say, is it a 15 even? No. Okay, is it a 20 even? Yes. Is it a 25 even? No. So it is the odd. So if I have given any number, it have the two choices. Either it will be a even or it will be a odd. Even odd means the number which is divisible by 2 is called as even odd. So if in such a cases, if we do have the two options, then in that cases I'm going to use a if else. So for example, okay, syntax for that one is if, exactly same like the previous, condition is there. Okay, and there only I'm going to write this. After that I'm just putting else, and here, okay, we have the else part. So if condition, else, and that one. So if condition is true, this if block will be get executed. This if block will be get executed, and if a condition is false, okay, this else block will be get executed. So it will be not executed both at a time. It will execute only one at a time. So in a real world programming, you are writing the logic, and in that one, there is a situation that we have the only one condition and two options. So in that cases, we should always go for if else conditional statement. If else statement basically. So that we can just simply write over here. That we can just simply write over here. So how you are going to check that one? How you are going to check that one? So for example, if I'm going to write inside the bracket, is it a 10 mod 2 is equals to 0? What I'm writing, is it a 10 mod 2 is equals to 0? So basically you must understand here that this mod is used for the division purpose. Remember, okay, I will complete this and then we'll go for that. Okay, so here I'm writing here two things. Okay, if 10 mod 2 is equal to 0, what exactly it is doing here? Okay, I'm going to understand. So here we have some operators. We have some operators like okay, in mathematics you use the plus. What is the purpose of this plus? It is used to perform the addition. Like in a Java, we can have the minus. It is used for to perform the subtraction. Okay, like that one you can have, okay, we can have the slash, okay, which is used for the division purpose, which is used for the division purpose. And exactly same we have the star, we call it as the asterisk. So it is for the multiplication. So plus, minus, slash, star, plus, minus, slash, star, these are the operators. Simple mathematical operations we know, operators we know, we already use that one in the mathematics. So same we are going to use in a Java. So if you have used this operator in a mathematics, so here nothing is there. Okay, as it is, we are going to use in our expression like that. Okay, here like that operator, okay, I do have the equals operator. Okay, and this equal operator we call it as assignment operator. We call it as assignment operator. Assignment operator means what? It will use to assign the value. It is used to assign the value. That means what? If anything is there at the right side, okay, that will be get assigned into the variable. So that assignment operator. Okay, or we do have some, okay, we do have some double equals operator. It is used for the comparison. Comparison, whether these are the equality. Okay, equal or not. If it is equal, it returns true. If it is not equal, it returns false, like that one. Okay, like that one, in this case, we do have this modulus. Okay, we call it as this modulus. 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 Modulus, it is also used to perform the division. It is also used to perform the division. Yes, Nitin sir. Okay, slash is also used for the division. Okay, and modulus is also used for the division. Then what is the difference between these two? What is the difference between these two? So remember, okay, slash, in case of a modulus, okay, remainder is answer. What is answer? Remainder. Okay, remainder is answer. Is answer. Is answer basically. For example, if I divide, assume if I divide 15, okay, by, I can say 2. What must be the answer here? If I divide 15, okay, I'm just going to write here 15 divided by, okay, we can say 2. But in this case, I'm going to use which one operator? Slash operator. So what will be the result here? What will be the result? So it never, in the programming actually, it will be not in the point. So it will be like 2, 7, 14. So result will be 7. Result will be 7. But if you same divide 15, okay, slash, okay, it is not a slash, I just use the modulus and a 2. Okay, so what will be the result of this? What will be the result of this? So again, it will divide your 15 by 2. Okay, so 2 into 7, that is the 14, and 1 is the remainder. So that remainder 1, okay, as I consider as a result of that. Exactly same, if I am writing 10 mod 2, and the result will be, result, if I result 2 5 by 10. So that means your remainder is 0. Remainder is 0. So if I divide any number by this modulus, I will always get remainder as answer. And here, okay, if I use a slash, okay, as answer, so actual division answer, okay, will be here. Okay, I'm getting like this. Okay, so my I return this code to check whether number is divisible or not. Sorry, number is even or odd. So if number is even, when if it is divisible by 2, any number which is divisible by 2, that is the even. The number which is not divisible by 2, that is the odd. So that I am just checking here. So 10 mod 2, what is the result? 0. Is it 0 is equal to 0? Yes, and hence this number is even. This number is even. Exactly same. If I am putting here 15, 15 mod 2, what is the result? 1. Is it a 1 equals to 0? No. So it will goes and says that it is odd number. So like this one, okay, our conditional statements are there. Like this one, our conditional statements are there. So programmatically, if I have to do this, okay, I am going to I will goes into the previous older programs only, and in that programs we can just write this. So system.out.println, hope all are enjoying session. Okay, exactly same. If I am trying to write a control C, okay, this one control V, and the what is the statement? Hope all are, again, hope all are enjoying the session. Like that one, again I can just put control V. Okay, here I'm just putting a control V. So how many statements I have written? 4 statement I have written. So if we start execution of this, if you start execution of this, assume I am just going to write a when enjoying session, okay, one statement, it is the second statement, it is the third statement, and it is the fourth statement. I have written the fourth statement. And if I start execution, you know, because yesterday we have discussed that if I start execution of a code, okay, if I start execution of a code, if I start execution of a code, it will start execution from the main method. And as soon as I started the main from here, okay, it will very first comes to this one statement, and output will be hope all are enjoying 1. Then it will goes here, and then you will get the output hope all are enjoying 2. Then hope all are enjoying 3. Hope all are enjoying session 4. That means what? Each statement will be executed one after another. Each statement will be get executed one after another, and all statements are executed. So you can see I just save this, and again going to our command prompt, and I'm directly going to write my Java, okay, my second program, my second program. And in a second program I can just simply run this. You can see without compilation I tried, and you can here see the output that we are getting output as a hope all are enjoying session 1, all are enjoying session 2, all are enjoying session 3, all are enjoying session 4. Like that is the message I just simply put it. So all the statement executed one after another. All the statement executed one after another. But what if I need to execute these statement or these statement? Not all. Depends on the condition. Depends on the condition. So in that cases, we will go for the conditional statement. And in a conditional statement, okay, we can just simply write if else. So for example, see, or for statement I have written here. Then after I'm just going to write a if. Exactly if. And there I'm going to write a, is it a 10 greater than, okay, I say 5. Is it a 10 greater than 5? And you know that yes, 10 is greater than 5. 10 is greater than 5. So you know condition will be always true. So I'm just going to write here system.out.println, system.out.println. Okay, same thing. I'm just going to copy this. As I am not in the IDE, so I need to type everything. And here I'm just writing yes, it's 10 max. Okay, like that one. So this is only if I'm just trying to put two. I don't want to put other message. If 10 is not maximum, okay, I don't want to put anything. So I just have given this condition. Okay, one if. Okay, there is another one if else I can just write if condition is what I am writing 15 is it a mod 2 is equals to 0. Is it a 15 mod 2 is equal to 0? If yes, I am going to say that yes, this is even number. What I'm saying, yes, this it's a even, it's a even number. And else I can just write else in a bracket. Here I can put a system.out.println. Okay, it's a odd number. It's a odd number. So that what exactly meaning of this? So when execution control comes here from the starting, all four statement will be get displayed. But as soon as it comes here, okay, it will check. Is it a 10 greater than 5? So condition is true. So if condition is true, this if block will be get executed. And there it will say, yes, it's a 10 max. Then after it will comes here to this is my if else basically I have written. So it will check is it a 10 mod 2 is equal to 0. That means what if I divide if 15 mod 2 is equal to 0, that means if I divide 15 by 2, is it answer coming as a 0? Is it answer coming as a 0? So no, because I'm using the modulus. When using the modulus, remainder is answer. So when I divide 15 by 2, so answer is 1. So is it 1 equals to 0? No. So answer is odd number. Answer is odd number. But if I said 10, 10 mod 2 is it equals to 0? So if I divide 10 by 2, so what is the remainder? It is the 0. So is it 0 is equal to 0? Yes. And it will say it's a even number. So like that one I have written. And now you can just go here. Again, I am going to execute my code. And you can observe first 4 lines will be exactly same. First 4 lines will be exactly same. Hope all are enjoying like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after it is saying, yes, it's a 10 is a max. And I have written it's a even. It's a even. Exactly same. If I simply change this 10 as a 15. If I say 10 as a 15, okay, 15 mod 2, is it equals to 0? So 15 is odd number. So I just save control yes. And again, going to recompile my code. Okay, and there you can observe I am getting the output as a yes. Okay, it's a 10 max and it is the odd number. So depends on condition. If I have to decide which block to be get executed, then in that case either I can use if statement or I can use if else statement, or I can use a nested if that we can see okay as we go ahead, or we can use a if else ladder, or we can use a if else ladder. So this is the basic background for the conditional statement basically. Okay, I'm going to this was the very chiller code. Okay, but to learn it more, to understand it more, we need to understand a very important concept. Remember guys, very important concept. Then only all these statement understanding will be get done. And what is that? What is that? So very important concept regarding this one is, okay, I can just simply say, okay, without that no programming is possible, and we call it as the variable. We call it as the variable. Variable. So can anybody tell me what do you know about a variable? Yes, those are able to speak, they can speak. Those are not able to speak, okay, they can just put message here in the chat. What is mean by variable? Waiting for your answer. Variable is identifier, Sneha is saying. Okay, good. Diksha is saying value store. Okay. Yes. What about others? Raj is saying use for storing data. Okay. Remember these words, you guys are answering.
Recording in progress.
Yes. Variable are used for initialization. Gaurav is saying. Okay. Yes. Others. What is variable? Access the stored value. Mrunalini saying. Okay. Kashmira saying hold the value and manipulate the data. Okay. 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 Good. Good. Thank you so much for your responses. Yes, we'll discuss. As you guys have said, okay, that is completely true. Okay, even Riddhi is saying variables are containers for storing data, storing data values. Priyanka saying reserve area allocated in a memory. Okay. Okay, yes, yes, all you guys have said the true. Okay, just I will make it more simplified so that everyone can understand that. I will make it very simple definition of the variable and everyone will understand that. Everyone will understand that. So here you can simply understand here variable is what. Variable is what. Okay, here you guys are saying the data. Variable is used to store the data somewhere. So what is exactly the data? What is exactly the data? So in just latest program, okay, you guys have observed there is the data. Okay, so 10 is a data, 5 is a data, 15 is a data, 2 is a data, okay, 0 is the data. In a double quotation, this message which I have written, that is also data. This is also data. So what kind of different datas are there into the Java? Okay, what kind of data? So you can just simply understand here the integer type of a data. So for example, if you are saying 10, 20, okay, then 30, okay, like this one. So these are called as an integer type of a data. And programmatically in a Java, if you have to represent such a kind of data, it can be represented by data types basically. Okay, data types. So what are that data types? So I can just simply say these are the can be byte. It is the very smallest data type present in a Java. Byte is there. Okay, then after what is there? We have the short. It is the one data type. Then what is there? We have the yes, integer. And then finally int, I say integer is all are the integer. Byte is also integer, short is also integer, int is also integer, and we do have the long as a integer. So this is what the data 10, 20, 30 is a data. And in a programming language Java, we call it as a data type. So byte, short, int, and long. Byte, short, int, and long. These are the data types. I'm coming back to the definition of the variable. I'm coming back to the definition of the variable. But to go for the definition, in the chart, you guys said that it is related to somewhere data. So we must discuss about the data. So that's the reason. Okay, I written there is the data of type integer. That means what? Where we can have the integer. Okay, number of student in a class. What is type of data? That is the integer. Student can be 10, 20, 30, 40, 200, 100, like that. This is the integer. Okay, so or number of days in a week. That is the integer type of data. Or number of holidays in a year. Number of holidays in a year, that is also the integer type of data. And in a Java, if you need to represent a integer type of data, then that can be integer by byte. Okay, it required the 1 byte of data. That means what? 8 bit. Okay, it can have the short. Okay, it is a 2 byte size needed. Integer, it required the 4 byte. and long it required the 8 byte size basically. So sizes. So if you have the very huge number like a mobile number, 10-digit mobile number, so we should always use the data type as a long like that one. So these are the different type. Okay, data types basically varies according to the size. So byte is the smallest, short is little greater than byte, then integer, and then long is there. So that you must remember here. Then there is another one type of a data, we call it as the floating type of a data. Which one type of a data? Floating type of a data. Floating means what? Where there is the decimal point. Where there is the decimal point. So 10.5, 10.5. Okay, or I just say 20.5. Okay, 20.5. So this is what I'm just going to put here. Okay, so 20.5. So such a kind of number wherever you observe, that is called as a floating point. Okay, so this is the data of a floating. And if you have to represent floating in a Java, then we have the keyword, okay, or the data type as a float, and there is another one, we call it as the double. So float is a smaller than the double. Double is the bigger. Double is the bigger one like that. Sometimes, okay, you can observe, okay, where we are going to use the float, your percentage, or the double, where you are going to use your percentage, or the salaries of the employees. Okay, rate of interest. Okay, these are always the values, okay, in a floating point. Okay, where we are going to use the decimal. Okay, rate of the petrol, rate of the CNG, rate of the diesel. Okay, that is also in a floating. It can be a float or it can be a double. So again, depends on the size. Okay, it varies. Then there is another very one important type, character. What is character? That means what here you can observe, if you have to write something in a single quotation, A. So if you are in the college, okay, or those were in the college, okay, they have the division A, or they can have the division, okay, I say B, division B. Okay, or if you have the some like in the single quotation, I can say ABC C division. So if I do have a such a kind of data, single character, okay, which is put in a single quotation, it is called as a character type of data. It is the character type of data. And in a programming will represent that. In a programming will represent that by using a char keyword basically. Which one keyword? Char keyword. Remember, char keyword is there. Okay. Then sometimes again you can observe, okay, there can be a true false values. True false value. Have you given exam? Yes or no? Have you filled the form? Yes or no? So wherever there is a yes, no, wherever there is a 0, 1, wherever there is a true or false, then in that cases we have the type of that data, we call it as a Boolean. Okay, and in that one, okay, that means what I can just simply say true, or we say false. True or false. And in a programming, Java programming, if we have to program at using the Boolean, we have to represent the Boolean, then we have the Boolean as a type. Remember this, Boolean, small Boolean. I'm just putting this small Boolean. Okay, so you can just simply have the Boolean type of a data. We can have some Boolean type of a data, which I just have mentioned like this one. Okay, then after that, okay, you can be seen some data type as a like a string. That means what? Name of person or anything like okay, I'm just writing Niteen sir. Okay, so Niteen. Okay, Niteen is what? Niteen is what? Okay, it is the name. So multiple characters are there. There are multiple characters. So if multiple characters are there, always we are going to put into the double quotation. We are always going to put into the double quotation. So it is the string. So if a string kind of a data is there, we always write like this one, capital string. So in a main, you guys observe, okay, there was the string. So remember, if you observe this table properly, so before going for the variable, this understanding is very much important. So you can have you can have the different type of a data. It can be integer, it can be float, it can be character, it can be boolean, or it can be a string. Integer means what? It is the whole number, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like that. And that all whole number can be represented by either byte or short or int or long. If I have to represent a decimal point data, okay, like a petrol price, CNG price, my percentage, okay, so in that case, or salary, in that cases, it is called as a floating. So floating, if I have to represent, it can be represented by two, either float or a double, either float or the double. So that values I given. And then for a single characters, like the division, like that. So in that cases, okay, I am going to use a single quotation, and for that one, data type is character. Exactly same, to represent the true false, I use the boolean. And if I have to put the multiple characters, like a name of a student, name of a country, name of a book, name of a college, name of a company, okay, all that one we just are going to put into the double quotation, and that all data we call it as the string. And programmatically in a Java, if you have to represent, these are called as okay, this is will be represented by using a string. So how many data types are there here in a Java? Okay, 4 integer, 2 floating, that is the 6, character 7, boolean 8, and a string is 9. So total 9 data types are there into the Java. And when to use which one, that will be decided according to the data which you have to process. So if I have to deal with the marks of a student, so marks always like a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90. So whole number we always give, okay, marks. So that we are going to use as an integer. But if I have to use the percentage, I have to calculate the percentage. So in that cases, I should always use the floating. So depends on the data, depends on the problem statement, I am going to use the proper data type. I'm going to use the proper data type, and each data type varies according to the size. So depends on your requirement, how big data you have to store. According to that one, wisely you have to select the data type basically. So hope everyone is able to understand what is exactly the data type, what are the type of data we can use in a real world. If yes, just put a yes message here in the chat. If you have any questions, you can put here. Okay, I can see the messages from Priyanka, Swati, Mrunalini, Rohit, Twinkle, Diksha, yes, Pranit, Kashmira, Parth, Sneha. Okay, where are others? Yes, you must be here. Okay, that already I told you. I am giving my 100% to this class. I'm giving my 100% to this time. You can see, okay, even not a single thought coming in my mind than the class. So I am 100% with you. And I know your time is also very much important. And if you are giving time to me, then I should be with you like that one only. If I am giving my time to you, okay, you must be here only. Yes, and those are here, those are responding, thank you so much. Okay, and those are not responding, please be here, because this is a very important sessions, okay, that definitely going to change your programming life. I can guarantee. After completion of these sessions, 10 days of sessions, definitely your confidence, if your confidence is here, after 10 days, it will be on a sky like that. Okay, it will be very high, your confidence, and I can guarantee that. If your confidence is not that level, okay, then I can bet you anything to you. Yes, so be here. Thank you so much for your responses. So this is basically, okay, I can say the data and the data types. And according to data, say understanding of this data and the data type is very important. Okay, when to go for the variables. Okay, and now I am coming back to our definition. I am coming back to our definition. What is the definition? What is the definition? As everyone said, okay, as everyone said, okay, what is variable? Okay, here other you guys have told here that okay, variable is a someone said that hold value and manipulate data. Variables container to store the values. Okay, access the store values, reserve data allocated memory like that. So I just compiled the things you put it here in the chart, and I'm going to write the definition. So yes, pay attention here. What is variable? What is variable? Variable is a name. See, it's a name given to memory location. See what I'm saying? What is variable? What is variable? Variable is a name given to memory location. Variable is a name given to memory location. Location, address, some place. Location means some place, and the name given to that place is nothing but the name, nothing but the variable. Okay, I can give you other example to understand this more. Okay, our home have the name. Okay, like I observe my friends home name like Ram Nivas, Sham Nivas, Jam Nivas. Okay, somewhere. Okay, they are putting the names. Okay, their home. So like home, your home is there. Like your home is there. So whatever the name given to your home, okay, that is nothing but the variable. That is nothing but the variable. So like here, programmatically within a memory, memory means what? RAM, random access memory. If we are creating a small memory, allocating a block, and that block we are going to assign the name. We are going to assign the name, and that name is nothing but the variable. That name is nothing but the variable. So what is exactly purpose of this variable here in the programming? So next statement is it is used. Why it is used? Why it is used? It is used to store the data. What I'm saying, see, what is variable? Variable is a name given to the memory location. Okay, one. What is why it is used? It is used to store the data. And we just now we say that data can be integer, data can be float, data can be character, data can be boolean, data can be string, data can be character, and so on. So if I have to store this data, if I have to store this data, if I have to hold this data, I am going to use the variable. I'm going to use the variable. So the another one thing about this one is said, okay, another one thing it is been said that, okay, variable can store one variable, okay, one variable can store only one value at a time. One variable can store only one value at a time. One variable can hold only one value at a time. One variable can store only one value at a time here. So that means what? Value means what? Here 10 is a value, 20 is value, 30 is value, or 10.5 is value, or 20.5 is value, or A is value, or B is value, or Nitin is value, like that one. So it will store only one value at a time. It will store only one value at a time. So these three statements I have written about the variable. Variable is a name given to the memory location. One. Second, it is used to store the data. And if it is storing the data, it can say one variable can store only one, it can store only one value at a time. More than one values we can. So normal variable I'm talking about. Okay, as we go ahead, you will understand about the multiple values to store, how we are going to store. But this time you can just simply remember one variable can store only one value at a time. Okay, then next one very important statement again I'm going to write about the variable. Yes, I'm going to write about the variable. I'm going to write about variable. variable can store value of its type. Variable can store value of its type only. Its type only. Okay, or in another word, I can say if I have to store the integer, I need the integer variable. Remember what I'm trying to say here. If I have to store the integer like a 10, I need the integer variable. If I have to store the float, I need the float variable. That is, if I have to store the 10.5 or if I have to store the 20.5, like that one, I need the variable of type float or double, like that. If I have to store a single character, I need a variable of type character. If I have to store the Boolean values, I need the variable of type Boolean. And if I have to store the string, I need the variable of type string. So compulsory variable can store only of its type value. Other type of value cannot be stored. Up to this, okay, we can just remember this. So programmatically, according to our requirement, whatever the value we are going to store, according to that, we are going to create the variable. So these are the very important 4 statement, and that programmatically, practically, I'm going to show you. Okay. So next, I can say there are the few steps about variable. So steps of using variable. Steps of using a variable, I can say. Steps of using a variable. So what are the steps of using variable? Okay, so I just going to write this one here below. Steps of using a variable. So what are the steps here? I can just see there are the few steps. I'm going to write here very first one. Step 1, declare variable, or we can say variable declaration. In a Java, if you have to use a variable, compulsory you have to declare it. In a Java, if you have to use a variable, compulsory you have to declare it. Yes. So how you are going to declare? It's very chiller. Just this is syntax I'm going to write. I can just write a data type. Then here I can write a variable name and a semicolon. See what I'm writing. Okay, data type variable name. So this variable name you can give any, depends on your requirement. You can give the any variable name, but data type should be a proper. Which type of a data you have to store, according to that one data type should be given. So for example, if I have to store the 10, what is the data type of 10? It is the integer. So I can write data type as the integer. Then what is the variable name you can give? I'm giving here the number 1. What is number 1? Number 1 is a variable. Which data type is integer. Number 1 is a variable which data type is integer. That means what? Number 1 can store only integer type of a data. It cannot store other type of a data. Only integers can be stored there. Because while declaring the variable, I said, hey, number 1 is the data type. Number 1 is a variable having an integer type. And hence it can store only integer type of data. And you know, integer means 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, like that. Okay, if I have to store the percentage, okay, your 10th percentage you have to store, assume 10th percentage you have to store, and 10th percentage I observe, okay, nowadays people are getting too much, okay, that is 97.65. Now 97.65, this data I have to store. So compulsory I need a variable. Compulsory I need a variable. So what must be the data type of that? So 97.64 is comes under the category of float or a double. So I can just write here, okay, double, or you can write a float to a double. And what is the variable? I can write a percentage. I can write a percentage and a semicolon. So what is this percentage? What is this percentage? Percentage is a variable. Percentage is the variable having a data type as a double. That means what? Percentage variable can store only double type of a data. Percentage can store only double type of a data. Other type of a data cannot be stored by using a percentage. Exactly same if you have to store the division. Okay, your 10th division and assume your division was A. So you can write A single character. So for that one, I just shown you that we need the character type. So for that we have the char. What is the name of variable? Division. So same whatever I said here into the syntax. This is my syntax. Data type, variable name. So what is the data type? Char. And what is the variable name? Division. Okay, division. Okay, not this is the division that. Okay, division A, B, C, D like that. So it is I created of a type of character. So it can store only character. It cannot store any other type. So this is what the variable declaration basically. It is called as a variable declaration. So if I am declaring any variable like this, if I am declaring variable like this, basically, okay, it will create a block. It will allocate the memory inside the stack. Depends on the variable type. That means assume I have declared this variable. I have declared this variable inside the method main. Okay, so like this one only, I'm just going to write here. Okay, paint I need. Here is the paint. In that paint, sorry. Okay, I am just going to write. This is for the showing. I'm right. I just want to show you this. Assume this is my memory. Okay, this is my memory. Okay, then what is the name of that memory? Memory name is, I can say it is the RAM, random access memory. Every computer have the random access memory. Every computer have the random access memory RAM. And it have the two sections important. Other sections also there, but two important sections are there. Two important sections are there. One is called as a stack. One is called as a stack, and another one we call it as the heap. So remember, two sections of a RAM, two sections of a memory. One is a stack and another one is a heap. Okay, so currently this heap I'm not talking here basically. I am talking about the stack. So when I am writing integer, you can see integer number 1, integer number 1 and a semicolon. So I will try to increase the font. Integer, okay, I say number 1. This is the variable declaration only. This is the variable declaration only. So if I am declaring like this one, so what it does, within a stack, within a memory, somewhere else it will create one block like this one. It will create one block like this one. Okay, this is entire, I can say this is the entire RAM basically I'm talking about. This is the complete picture. And in that one, okay, if I'm writing integer number 1 in my code, so within a RAM, internally within a memory, it will create a block like this. And what will be the name of this block? So name of that block is a number 1. Number 1. This is called as a declaration. This is called as a declaration. So I just have created like this. Okay, or if I am writing a double, okay, I say percentage. Okay, double percentage semicolon. So like that one only, here somewhere else here into the, okay, RAM, it will allocate one block and the name of that block is percentage. Name of that block is percentage, like that. This is what the declaration of variable. This is what the declaration of variable. So if I have to use the variable, compulsory I need to declare. Okay. Next step, I can say, so see, when I declare the memory, I have declared the variable like this. Something is happen here. Something is happen here inside the stack. Number one is also created and percentage is created. Initially, no one is there into this one. Okay. Now there is a second step while using this. Second step while using this, and I'm just going to write a step 2. Step 2. And what is the step 2? Initialization. Someone said there into the chat. Initializing. It is used to initialize. So initialization of variable. Initialization of variable. That means what? What is the initial value of that variable? So means what? Already variable is created. Okay, with the name number 1. So I'm just writing number 1 is equals to 10. Number 1 is equals to 10. So what it is doing? 10 is a value that I want to put inside the number 1. So this equal operator, basically it is called as an assignment operator. So whatever is there at the right side, it will put into the left side variable. So number 1 is equals to 10. So as soon as we are writing like this, okay, or you can write a percentage is equals to 97.64. This is the percentage. So I am writing the percentage already created with a double. I'm just trying to put like this. So exactly same into the picture. You can observe here. Okay, I can just write the number 1 is equals to 10. As soon as I written like this, okay, my 10 will be get assigned here into this one. It will be goes here inside this one. And if in the percentage is equals to, I'm writing 97.64. So if I'm writing like this, okay, this 97.64 will be stored here like this. So this is exactly get happen when I declare variable. So I created 2 variable. One is of type integer and another one is of type percentage, basically. And then whatever the calculation, whatever the things I want to do, okay, that I can just simply do over here. I can do over here. Okay, so this is basically the variable. So what I said, variable, if I have to use, I have to follow 2 steps. I have to first declare the variable, and then second, I have to initialize the variable. These 2 steps I can do in a single step. So step 1 and 2 can be done together. I'm just writing note. Step 1 and 2 can be done together. Okay, that is what we call it as a declaration with the initialization. Declaration with the initialization. What is declaration with initialization? That means what? I'm writing integer number 1 is equals to 10. Number 1 is equals to 10. I'm writing like this one. So when I am writing like this, integer number 1 is equals to 10. That means what? See, number 1 is number 1 int number 1, it will create the variable. And in that variable, this 10 will be get assigned here. Okay, exactly same. I can write okay, double percentage is equals to 97.64. 97.64. So this is going to declare the variable and then assign the value. So together, both the step I can do together, or we can have the separate step, like we are going to declare and then use initialize, declare and then initialize, like, okay, but even together can be possible. So in this picture, if you observe carefully, if you observe carefully, whatever I have written over here, what is number 1, okay, as well as what is this percentage, basically. So I can call it as the variable. I'm calling it as a variable. So what is variable? Number 1 is a variable and a percentage is also variable. And what about 10 and 97? 10 and 97 are the values. These are the values basically. These are the values. So this is the 10 value and this is 97.64 value. But type of this 10 is an integer and type of 97.64 is the double or the float. And hence, while creating the respective variables, I make it as an integer or I make it as a double. I make it as an integer or I make it as the double. So this is what the understanding basically needed. Okay, before going for the actual programming. Before going for the actual program. Yes. So now I will just go here and I am going to write a simple program for you guys. Okay, those are very new to the Java programming. They will easily can understand this one. You can see I'm just going to write a Java program. Write a Java program to display sum of two numbers. Write a Java program to display the sum of two numbers. And this is actual logical my program. Okay, so we can say for the program. Before that one, we have written program 1, 2, and 3. Now this is my fourth program. So write a Java program to display sum of two numbers. See, this is a very simple program. This is a very simple program. You can have any complexity level program. Okay, it can be any hard program, but you don't need to worry about that. Whenever you have to write a code, whenever you have to write a program, whenever you have to write a logic, everything, very first step you have to do. And what is that first step? What is that first step? So very first step to go for this programming is what? Read problem statement very carefully. If you have to write the proper logic, correct logic, then very important thing is what? You need to understand the problem. What exactly the problem they have given? What is the problem statement they have given? And here, what is the problem statement? I just simply said, write a Java program to display sum of two numbers. Write a Java program to display sum of two numbers. So is it here? Nothing is there that whether you know the Java or not. Whether do you understand the problem? Do you understand the problem? If you understand the problem, then half job is get done. Okay, so I'm just reading the problem. What is the problem? Write a Java program. That means what? I have to write one program to display sum of two numbers. Okay, so that means there if user can give a 10, okay, and user can give the 20. User can give the example I'm taking. User can give the 10 and a 20. Then I should get the result as sum is equals to 30. This is like so if this is a sample input I'm giving, so I call it as the input. I call it as the input. So what is input? Input is already given in the problem statement. By reading the problem statement, even we are able to understand that yes, I need the two numbers like a 10 and a 20. And then finally, result should be sum is equal to 30. We call it as the output. That means what the final result. I want this one. So any problem statement in a real world, either it is a simple or complex, it have two important things. One is input and another one is output. And both input and output given in a problem statement only. So sample, if someone write a Java program to display sum of two numbers, means nothing, just you have to give the two numbers like 10 and 20 and you should get the output as a 30. Oh, that's so input is a 10, 20 and the output is a sum is equal to 30. Now there is a very important and a third thing in every problem statement, and that is third thing is what? Okay, we can say logic. So input is there into the problem statement, output is there also there into the problem statement, but logic, you as a programmer, you have to write. Logic, you as a programmer, you have to write that one. So you can simply think, okay, 10, I can just use a number 1. Here I can use the variable because 10, I need to store somewhere else. So I can write the number 1 where I can have the 10. Then I can use the number 2, okay, where I can have the 20. And then output will be a 30. So here how it will becomes, I can write the sum is equals to number 1 plus number 2, because I have to find out the sum. Sum means addition, and in a programming, if I have to do the addition, I am going to use the plus operator. I am going to use the plus operator over here. So as input is done, output is done, and even logic is done, nothing is there into the program. It is a chiller. We can just quickly write the code. So for example, again, I will just go back to the notepad. Okay, I'm just going to the notepad. Yeah, and in that I have to write my code. So I'm just writing public class. What must be the class name? What must be the class name? You can give any name. What you are doing here, I am doing the addition of 2 numbers. So I can give the name as addition. Class name, I can give the addition. I can give any name to this one. I can give any name to this one. So here I given public class addition, and then I can just write the opening and closing bracket. We done. Because we already know if I have to write the class, I can write like this. Public class, both keywords, and I can use any name to my class. Here I am doing the addition. I want to perform the addition. So I give the name as a addition. You can give any other name. But again, we should give the meaningful name. Meaningful means what? What exactly that class is doing. Same name we should give. And here I am giving the addition. Through that one, it is understanding. Yes, I am going to perform the addition over here. Now in that, I can write my main method. So public, small static, small void, small main, in a bracket, capital S, that is a string, okay, args, and these 2 bracket we call it as array, and it is done. And this is my main method. This is my main method I have written. And in that main method, I am going to write my program. So here I need 2 numbers. So very first integer number 1. Okay, and I need its value as a 10. Okay, and we understand that we can declare the initialize the variable at the time of declaration. Last statement, last step, basically declaration with the initialization. So I am going to create number 1 is equal to 10. Exactly same, I'm going to create integer number 2 is equals to 20. Okay, so I do have the 2 variables. Integer number 1 is equal to 10 and integer number 2 is equals to 20. And now I have to perform the addition. So this is my input is done. This is my input. So I am going to write the logic. So what is the logic? Integer sum. Because to store that result, I need the variable. So integer sum and is equals to number 1 plus, I'm just going to write the number 2. Integer sum is equals to number 1 plus number 2. I'm trying to perform the addition. So what is there into the number 1? 10. What is there into the number 2? 20. So 10 plus 20, it is the 30. 10 plus 20, it is nothing but the 30. So that will be simply assigned into the sum. So now your sum variable have the 30. Okay. And now I got the result too. Okay. So I just want to display. So how I'm going to do that? Okay. We know system. Yes, capital system dot out dot print ln. It is not I. It is a print ln, and inside the bracket. Okay. I can display the sum. I can display the sum and my program is done. So this is my program I have written. Now I have to save this. So I can just control yes. Okay. Or here you can go to the file. Okay. What is the name? I have given the addition dot extension must be dot Java. And here I'm putting that one into the free Java master class one. Addition.java. I saved. Okay. And my class is done. Now, as I saved, I can compile that or I can execute directly. So I'm just writing a Java. Okay. Addition.java. Java addition.java and enter. And you can observe If there is no any error, you will get the output as 30. You can see here. You can see here, we are getting the output as a 30. So in this one, in this my code, whatever the value, assume like I have given 100. Okay, and here I have given the 200. If I say control yes, again I go back to my here and I try to execute java addition.java and return, and you can just simply observe, you will get output as a 300. You can get the output as a 300. Likewise, if I am writing here, okay, 1000 as well as a 2000, okay, and control yes, again go back here, try to recompile and execute, and you can see output we are getting it as a 3000. Output we are getting as a 3000. So this is how basically we can write a simple addition program. This is how we can write a simple addition program, and that can be get executed. So now you can understand my class is addition, and in that addition class within a main only, okay, I have written these two statement to accept the values. Okay, here it is actual logic, and here I'm trying to display that output, and my output is properly coming over here. Okay, so this is the first program. Again, another one program I just want to try. Okay, and you guys can help me out while writing this one. Very simply, my fifth one program I'm trying. Which one? Fifth one program. And here I'm writing write a Java program. Write a Java program to display amount if you know rate and quantity. Rate and quantity. Okay, what is the problem statement? If I have to solve again this problem statement, very first thing is what? I am going to read the problem statement very properly, very carefully. Okay, I'm reading what? Write a Java program to display amount if you know rate and quantity. So by observing this statement, okay, I can just recollect the real world scenario. Okay, if you are in the grocery shop, and there, okay, assume you are getting, okay, some items. Okay, so one item having the rate as a, what is the rate here? So assume like a rate is 100 rupees. Anything can be there, okay, which have the rate, okay, or assume like what you can buy with 100 rupees. Assume apples you are buying, okay, and with now it is the cheaper one, like so 1 kg is equal to 100 rupees, like that one. Okay, and here I'm just writing a what is the quantity? What is the quantity? So I can just write here, okay, I want 3 kg. So if rate is 100 rupees and quantity, that means a 3 kg apple I buyed, then what must be the final result? And what is the final result? So total, okay, total amount to be pay is equals to, okay, I will have the 300. How you will get that? So actually this is the input, this is the output, and what is the logic? Logic is how it comes. I just have, okay, amount is equals to rate into quantity. Rate into quantity. And if I'm writing amount is equal to rate into quantity, whatever the rate 100, what is the quantity 3? Okay, 100 into 3, that is the 300, and that amount I'm going to display. So very, very chiller kind of programming you can understand. So here I'm just going to again opening the notepad. Okay, in that notepad, okay, I have to write the code. So again, I'm writing public class. Name of class is, I can say here I'm getting rate and quantity and calculating the amount. Okay, so I just say calculate, calculate amount. Okay, I'm right. You can give any name. Huh? I'm giving this. So why I'm giving this name? So that by observing the name of the class itself, I should understand what exactly it is doing. So I'm writing here, okay, public class calculate amount. And there only, okay, there only I'm just writing this, okay, amount, opening and closing bracket. Okay, in that we have to write the main method. So public static void main, and inside the bracket I'm writing string args, okay, of array, and again opening and closing bracket. This is the internal. Now here I need the rate and quantity. I need the rate and quantity. But what must be the data type of rate and quantity? So if I am trying to get the petrol, so rate can be float. It can be floating. Yes. So it can be float or it can be a integer. So in that case, I should always use the bigger one, because double is the bigger one. So double, okay, I just say rate is equals to, what was the rate? I just say 100. What was the rate? 100. 1 kg, 100 rupees. It will consider 100.00. And then what is the quantity? Again, I'm writing double quantity. Quantity. And is equal to, what is quantity? I need the 3. It will consider the 3.0. Then calculation, in calculation, I will write double final amount is equals to, final amount is equals to, there I can write rate into quantity. Okay, it is done. So double amount is equal to rate into quantity. So as I did this, okay, as I did this, okay, in rate there is 100. In a quantity there is a 3. So 100 into 3, 300, and that will be get assigned into amount. And then you can display the output as a system dot, capital system dot out dot print ln, and inside the bracket you can display your amount, whatever the amount it may be. You can just write. I have written this code. I just save. Okay, you can just save this. What is the name of that? I can give what is the name of that? Calculate amount. This was the name .java. I save this. And after saving, I can just go to recompile this. And here I'm writing Java space. We can have the calculate amount, enter, and you can see the final amount. Okay, it is giving the error, and it is good to have the error. So what is the error? Compilation failed. One error is coming because public spelling is mistaken. So I will go here again, and I can just go here, public spelling. I'm writing control yes, and recompile this or re-execute this one. And you can observe now, okay, we are getting the output as a 300.00, because, okay, we have used the double one. We have used the, okay, double one. You can observe here 300.0. So this is how we can write a simple program. Okay, these are the normal programs I have written. These are the normal programs I have written over here. Hope everyone is able to understand. Yes. If yes, you can put a message here in the chat. If you have any question, even you can put here in the chat. Okay. Okay, I can see the many yes. Okay, Parth, thank you so much. You are saying the public spelling is not correct in the second line. Okay, okay. So it is okay if we are having the any errors. So we can just read the error, and through that one we will able to understand what is exactly the problem there. Okay. So this is basically, okay, this is basically how we can start with a very basic programs. Okay, I know these are the very basic, but the understanding of these programs is very much important. Okay, if you are not able to understand this, okay, if you are not able to understand this, okay, then it is very difficult. It is very difficult to understand the other topics too. it is very difficult to understand the other topics too. And hence I am going slowly with from very basic. Okay, then we'll go to the advanced topics too. From basic, we'll go to the advanced topics too. So no worries, have a patience. Okay, and be here on time every time. Don't leave the sessions in between. Okay, and try the things practically so that okay, every doubt will be get clear and you will understand everything. Okay, that's it for the day from my side. We'll see you tomorrow with a very new and interesting topic, again classes and object. Okay, and with that all the conditional statement, okay, we have discussed. So programmatically I will have initially few programs and then we'll go for the object oriented programming, how that object oriented programming will be get happen here into this. Okay, so that understanding is again very much important, how object will be get created, how the memories get allocated inside the heap, how that stack will work, how it is get pointing to that. So that everything understanding is very much important to go for the advanced topic of Java. Okay, so please be here and okay, try all the programs by your own. Okay, if while doing that one, if you are coming with any error, any question, you can ping me on WhatsApp. Oh yes, you can just put it in a chat. Okay, so even in a group you can put, I think group is closed, but in person you can put the message. Okay, I will help you even, okay, as I see your messages. So try practically. Trying the practically is very much important. Okay, so thank you so much. That's it from my end. If you have anything, any questions, now our forum is open to talk. For the next 2-3 minutes, we already running out of time, but it is okay. If you have any questions, you can put here in the chat or you can speak even. No question? No questions? Okay, if you don't have any question, just put a message quickly, no, in a chat so that I can understand. Yes, Neha, thank you so much. Yes, Pratiksha, Raj, Priyanka, Isha, Pranit, Swati, Riddhi, Rohit. Yes, I can. Twinkle, Diksha, Mrunalini, Mahesh. Okay, then. Thank you so much. We'll stop here for the day. See you tomorrow with little advanced topic. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.